In 1993, we're back to the usual dates for the Welsh, the middle of June. The sun shining overhead, but there had been heavy rain during the week, so it was going to be rather sticky. Arthur Browning must have enjoyed it last year. He was here again. A reduced entry this year, the sidecar numbers down to about 30, and in total there were about 210 riders. On the first special test at Church Farm, the going was very sticky. Ray Ferguson and Wayne Williams were in a bit of a hurry. They'd caught up with Roy Humphrey and Paul Robinson. The Barnett brothers were riding their second Welsh in the clubman class. Number 47 was one of the services riders, Ian Wood in the Marines. Oh, and just going past there was 53, Phil Bowen. A past winner of the Welsh on 3 occasions, George Greenland. He'd won the sidecar class in 1978, 81 and 82. Jim Jones from Oswestry in the clubman class. Derek Barton riding a Kawasaki 200. Number 85 is Tony Fowkes. And number 88 there, Greg Pascoe, didn't pick a good line. James Henry from Fife having a bit of help. Local rider Chris Gethin, very quick through the test. Vic Rowlands was in quite a hurry and he nearly missed to get through the gateway. Nick Ashley was riding a Kawasaki this season. And he was making full use of the track. As usual, Mick Murphy was taking pictures, but he was standing in the wrong place. Gary Gautier coming towards the end of the first test. He hadn't quite finished. Gary Bowden and Paul Manning were number 1 this year and were favourites to win again. Paul Pellin and Sue Kemp, who were right on their tail. Some spectacular scenery out here. If Graham Jones and Arwell Williams could look over their shoulders, they'd see the River Wye behind them. Mick Quick and Martin Sweet, they're in the clubman sidecar class. Steve Griffiths from Cardiff, a clubman rider, he won the first day. There was some tough going in the Radnor Forest. This pair, John Young and Simon Oatley from Glastonbury. Roy Humphrey and Paul Robinson picking their way along the side of the fence, followed by Rob Atkins and Colin Jones. David and Jonathan Sheard in the expert class. And behind them another 2 brothers, Aled and Ewan Evans. Jeff Hastings from Surrey was riding a Fantic 125. And Chris Walton was in the clubman class this year only because he was riding a roll-on 360 supplied by Ryan Racing of Raider. The pace got a little quicker when the experts came through. This was the time check in the Radnor Forest. The pace slowed a little in the Red Lion Forest. Ray Ferguson and Wayne Williams were in need of some assistance. Eddie Morris and Gwyn Stevens were on hand. The Evans brothers were determined not to stop. But Aled had to slow up just a little. Noel Price had marked out this part of the route and he suddenly realised he shouldn't have been stood in the middle of the track. Alan Bates found it slippery coming through here. And so did quite a few of the clubman riders. Number 90, Joe Varley. A little later, the riders were back in the forest at Abercomere. This was quite a tricky corner. That looked like Arthur Browning. Although the going had been quite tough, quite a few of the clubman riders were clean on this first day, but not many of the experts went clean. Ian Bell, now 66 years of age, had managed to finish the first day, and Noel had also got back to the finish. Ted Johns had got home too, and only 4 minutes late.
Don't want the 5, Ted. Let's have a clean.
A surprise for the riders on day 2, a brand new special test out at the Suith farm near Dolly. Heavy rain throughout the night and showers during this second day didn't help matters, and this test was very sticky. Kenny and Andre were going well, but they were one of the early ones through here. If Keith Bowen looked over his shoulder, he could most probably see his house from here. He lives at Dolly. Phil Bowen from Newtown wasn't cornering too well. And the same goes for Jason Hilton. As time went on, this test got more difficult. Fortunately for that solo rider, there was a sidecar in the way. I'm sure George Greenland would have been more at home on a sidecar. Jeremy Moss going through a very muddy section. Patricia Scheck was in trouble and help was coming from everywhere. Bob Perrin had got quite a following here today. He was looking a bit bewildered because the course had been altered. Was Graham Hancock's going to get to the top of the hill? Well, not quite. Chris Bird was on the way down, but was he going too quick? Even the experts make mistakes. Another expert rider, William Buchanan. The test at the Suith had been scrapped for all of the sidecars, so today's event would be won or lost on the going. Local rider Chris Price was having a great ride in the Clubman 125cc class. And Matt Lewis from Farnborough was going well in the 250s. Ian Bell was looking a little tired on this second day. He might have a couple of bruises by the end of the day. Most people seem to be enjoying themselves. But it was hard work for Chris Walton.
Is it a rock though?
There were some new boggy sections later in the day. I think that was David Newland. Local rider Mike Davis from Crossgates being followed by Martin Sufflin. Chris Walton again, and he finished runner-up in the Open Clubman class. Very unlucky not to win there, but he incurred a 1-minute penalty on the first day when the bike wouldn't start. Someone was going to be without a back mudguard very soon. There was a big puddle of water on this section. Most of the riders were avoiding it, but one chap came through. I think he deserved a medal for that. The presentations on the Friday evening took place at the Grand Pavilion. Matt Lewis took the Premier Award in the Clubman class. Chris Price, the best 125cc rider and runner-up overall in the Clubman class. Alan Reid won the Open class, and Hugh Watkins from Blackwood, the best four-stroke rider. Katrina, riding for the Army this year, she won the biggest trophy of the evening. Bowden and Manning have done it yet again, the Premier Award in the sidecar class. They want to keep the cup this time. Chris Bird from Tonopandi, runner-up overall in the expert class. And back on the podium for the 9th time now, the winner of this year's Welsh, Geraint Jones.
It's great to see an event like this carrying on, and the difficult circumstances that we have at the moment. Thank you very much.